Hello and welcome back to The Bureau, a Liminal Horror actual play series hosted by Gehenna Gaming. My name is Josh Tomansky. I am your director for this series. Just give a quick reminder of who you guys are and where we can find you.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandy Rose. You can find me at the Brandy Rose on Twitter. That's the easiest place to keep up with me, and I will be playing our wonderful, I was gonna say slowly becoming, but we really hit it last week. Deranged, unhinged, Bure.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Alvarenga. You can find me on Twitter at Rollerraja. That's ROLLER RAJA. I will be playing our intrepid reporter, or at least he wants to be, Xavier Cortez.
Okay. And to recap last week's session, we began in the power generator room, this massive space within this building filled with all sorts of tech and equipment. But things were different. After a mysterious floating figure reappeared, and you stared into its face, the room shifted. You found yourselves in a familiar space, but not one that you recognized. The lights were on in this case. The pylon that sat in the center of the room was gone, and in its place a sort of hyperloop type piece of equipment, clearly under construction, and employees of the Bureau milling about. Some in lab coats, some in contractor gear, currently constructing the contraption in the center. And you were soon met by Dr. Henry Allen. Now, after a quick inquiry, he seemed to recognize you, or at least who you were supposed to be. And you guys elected to go to his office. Now, on the way, you passed back through the transfer hub of the maintenance level and got onto the elevator. And after a short ride, a little more turbulent than you expected, Dr. Allen disappeared. And you were snapped back into the darkness, the unstable power of the monolith. Now, after a few moments in the elevator, with a bing, the doors open and unveiled level 7. Now, the first room you guys entered was a very well-lit space. This orb of light hung on a ceiling 30, 40, 50 feet high in a room that was like somebody took Central Park and put it inside a building. Now, this massive garden space was clearly tended to at one point, with all sorts of both familiar and unfamiliar plant life. At one point set in neat rows, now gone chaotic as if it had been overgrown for some indeterminate amount of time. Now, paths did cut through, and you guys took one of them, soon coming across the familiar face of Amos. And without murdering him, you guys left a garden behind into the hallways of this level. Now, as a reminder, the hallways themselves were very familiar in terms of their make. They were that concrete brutalism, but in this case, it looks as if somebody had taken the effort to spice up the place. There was glass, it was stylized, there were wood finishes, plant motifs on the walls, pictures, printouts of technical specifications kind of artfully placed on walls, and the occasional flickering fluorescent light. However, you soon pushed away from the hallway into this workshop of sorts with a bunch of benches holding various tools and spindly robot arms that perched above them, where you found a very alluring pink flamingo. Plastic pink flamingo, great. Before moving into another office space, this one dark, but for a vending machine that lit up the back. And upon shining the flashlight, you found the bodies of several 20-somethings slumped on beat-up, scuffed desks, along with something floating up into the darkness. At the dripping of ichor hitting the ground, the two of you sprinted from the room, leaving whatever was in there behind, though agitated. Now, cutting down a set of stairs into the lower portions of this level here, you guys heard a faint crying. This sobbing sound coming from, the dark of a bathroom. As you entered, you found a series of stalls. Maybe a dozen of them. Most of them empty, the last one not. Sobbing coming from it. You cross the room and open the door to find Yulia. Without a shred of recognition in her eyes, you attempted to remove her from the bathroom. But as soon as you crossed the threshold, she was gone. Back in that stall, sobbing once more. That's where we will pick up the session today. Now, to remind you of this space, the bathroom itself has, that reflective tiling on the floors and the walls. There's a long mirror on one of the ends with a set of sinks underneath it. And again, a row of stalls, all empty, except for now the sobbing Yulia. This pool of red liquid kind of puddled beneath the stall where she sits. What do you guys do?
What just happened?
I don't know. She's back in the stall, it looks like.
Should we get her again?
She's not gonna remember who we are.
Well, I don't know. Let's see if she remembers.
Yeah, let's try.
If she remembers what we just did. Let's see if she remembers what we just did. So I'm gonna rush to the back stall that she's in and repeat what I did last time, which is to bust the door open and be like, "Hey, do you remember us?"
Okay. And you open the door. Quickly slam it open again. You see Yulia's face in her hands, her elbows on her knees, kind of pitched forward, sitting there sobbing. And as you kind of like yell out, she doesn't respond, doesn't look up, continues to heave and sob.
I'm gonna pull her hands by the wrists, not hard, just like away from the face, and be like, "Yulia."
And as you pull her hands again, you see bloodshot eyes, tears streaming down, makeup kind of following at it, leaving black streaks. She looks at you. Again, you're not seeing any sign of recognition.
Do you remember who you are?
At this point, she's kind of staring. The sobbing has stopped temporarily. Her face shifts ever so slightly, but she doesn't respond.
Did she say something at all?
Yeah, she spoke last time. It was very minimal, few words at best, but she did speak. And she did not resist as you pulled her out of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yulia. I'm Bire. That's Xavier. We came in here together. We're trying to get out. I need you to come with me.
Okay. And she looks between the two of you. Doesn't say anything.
Oh my god. All right. Xavier, can you help me? And I'm gonna like kind of just try to guide her out of the bathroom.
Yeah. I do that. But as we're going, I also set up my camera to capture this.
How do you set up your camera? What is that
Um,
process?
Like, I mean, because I already know this probably, or at least I think it's probably not going to work, right? So what he does is he has the camera on and he's holding it, but he's not like necessarily showing that he's recording, but he is sort of as they go, and pick her up to stand up. He steps a little bit behind as Bire moves forward to like go to the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And then he holds the camera up to try to catch that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you shift the body of Yulia, she's not dragging her feet or anything. You get her up. She walks beside you at a metered pace. As you cross that threshold again, disappears. It's just gone. She's just not there. There's no noise. There's no nothing. You were previously holding onto her, and then it's empty air. And after a moment, the sobbing picks up once more.
I pull out the camera to rewind that video. What does it look like?
Okay. You spin through the video, just that it's a short, probably like 10 seconds, I'd presume. Yep. And you get to that point, and right as you cross the threshold, it's like the camera glitches. It's just the video sort of cuts for a second, and then it's back on, and there's nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if there's much we can do for her here.
We can't.
I'm not saying we leave her here forever. We figure out what's causing this. Maybe we stop it and we help her. But like, if there's a loop or whatever this is happening, us constantly doing it isn't going to change anything.
What if that's not even Yulia?
What?
I mean, I don't know. I've seen someone turn into goop several times today. And then we saw Dr. Allen turn into whatever that was. And then back. And then we changed clothes.
Okay.
What if that's just what if that's not actually her?
Wait a minute. Remember when we got here, there was that video recording of Yulia talking and being interrogated or whatever. Mm-hmm. She said that she couldn't remember anything about that, right?
Right. And we couldn't remember having our pictures taken either, but they were.
Right. What if that's what's happening? What if there's like more of me and there. So this might just be a weird. Don't make that face.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking because Jaime had said that he knew us, but we didn't know him.
Right.
So maybe this
isn't not our Yulia.
Yeah, alternate Yulia. Alternate Yulia sounds a lot nicer than something pretending to be Yulia.
I don't like the idea of something pretending to be Yulia either. Regardless, if we can't take her out of here, then we need to figure out what's going on.
Maybe if we shut down the emergency whatever upstairs, then everything will go back to normal.
And maybe we'll find our Yulia.
Yeah, hopefully before that. I really don't want to go into a boss level situation without our heavy hitter.
Boss level? Like video game. Got it. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we can leave, right? I mean, we were able to leave, so we can just walk out the door. And, like, as they're saying this, you're gonna, like, back out of the door, because they were close to it anyway. So they're gonna leave the bathroom.
He puts his hand as they leave the door and just goes, "We'll find Yulia," and then follows behind Peter.
Okay. Easy enough. You two cross the threshold and pass without issue. back into this long hallway. Now, as a reminder, you guys did take a set of stairs to reach this point. The hallway itself is 200 or so feet long. It is pitch black with the exception of a couple sparse emergency lights just spilling pools of sulfur light into
200 feet?
it's long, yeah. Now, you guys are maybe a quarter of the way down where the bathroom was. And the hallway continues. It does appear, you can see in just the shadows, that it continues on. There's presumably another set of stairs all the way at the far end. But the hallway does break and cuts, north, splits. And you can see sitting beneath one of the emergency lights at the far end of the hallway is another door before the stairs that lead up.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't want to go back where
No.
those weird people were.
In that angry thing that we left behind.
Yeah. So we keep going down.
Yeah. We'll go down until we find a different place to go up because we need to go up.
Yeah.
You guys shift down the hall, just echoing sounds of your feet on the concrete ground, sort of cascading up and down the hallway. Other than that, it's dead silent. Now, after a short time, a few paces, you do come up to the split. Like I said, this hallway you're in, it keeps going in what would be a eastern direction. And in the light of the emergency light towards the end, you see a stairs that lead up. But where you're standing right now, the hallway also splits. It cuts off to what would be the north. And another staircase branches up. That seems to go up and lead into a corridor up ahead. Fairly unmarked, unremarkable. However, the way east, the way you're currently going, does have that door before the set of stairs.
All right. So both of these stairs go back up. So.
Okay.
This. I feel like we've just gone around a long way.
Yeah. I felt that way since we went to the park in the middle of this building. So.
Yeah. All right. So, if we go up these stairs, isn't that sort of heading back towards the park?
Let's not do that. If I see the janitor again, I'm gonna kill him.
Good idea.
The
Then
others.
we're gonna go straight down the long, dark hallway.
Well, the good thing about it being quiet is if we'll hear everything if it's coming.
Will we though?
Let's pray that at least one law of physics still works.
Okay, easy enough. You guys continue heading, in the easternly direction. Like I said, the stairway, it's right ahead. Again, it looks similar to the ones you went down, concrete stairs with little strips at the end. Little grip strips, I suppose. However, like I said, before that staircase, there is the door. It would be on your right-hand side as you're walking in. This is sitting underneath an emergency light. The door itself, pretty nondescript. It is wooden, but it does have one of those little window hatches in it.
Can I peer inside with my
Sure.
flashlight?
Yep. And with the light of your flashlight, you see a series of storage lockers. Is probably the best way to describe them. They're blue in nature. There are several rows of these lockers, but they're not like the ones you would find in a gym. They're more display oriented. They are, metal for the most part, but they do have like the doors themselves, as they open up, they have like panes of glass kind of set in the center of it, so one could see inside it theoretically.
All right.
Now, as you shine your light in, you do note that the lockers are in various states of open and close. A vast majority of them are kind of open, and you can even see the insides are bare. But there are some that are currently closed within this room.
Hey,
What?
Vire,
What?
what do you think they're keeping in here?
I'm gonna pop my head up beside yours through the window. Well, I have no idea. Maybe we should check. Maybe there's more supplies or something that we can grab on our way up.
Yeah.
And I mean, nothing's jumped up foaming at the mouth against this
Right.
window that we have our faces against, so I think it's probably okay.
Okay. And I slowly open that door.
Okay. You reach for the handle, and as you grasp and try and push down against one of those little L handles, you meet resistance. It's locked. But you do note a small panel next to the door.
No.
It looks like one of those RFID readers that you'd see in an office building. Just a block of plastic kind of set next to the handle.
Whatever they're keeping in there must be really important.
I have bolt cutters still.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll work on this. This is like electronically locked. But I mean, we can try.
Oh, I meant like on the actual door.
Oh,
How far is the window of the door from the door handle? Like, is it feasible that if I stuck my arm through the window, I'd be able to?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
electronic locks only lock from the outside; they don't keep you from leaving. So, typically, I'm just gonna motion to Xavier to stand back and grab the bolt cutters, in both hands and swing them at the window.
Okay. Now, this is a thick pane of glass. One would presume it's pretty resistant. So in this case, I will need a strength save from you to see if you can break through.
Which dice is that?
D20, you're rolling equal to or under your current strength score.
Excellent. Let's use the lesbian dice. Which one of these is a D20? Is that a D20? Yes. I can't see that well. Let's see what's the which score do I have to beat? My
Strength in this case. Yeah,
Okay.
equal to or under. You're trying to roll under.
Oh boy. Okay.
mhm.
Don't fail me, lesbians. Let's go. Where'd it go? Oh. This is 16.
16.
Over
All
9.
right, so with your bolt cutters, you run up and bang, and it like bangs into it, and you kind of feel the reverberation through
Ow.
your hands. The glass is clearly like scratched, but it appears intact.
Can I try one?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'll give you the bolt cutters.
All right.
I was counting on you, and you failed me horribly.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if those years of baseball paid off. Ha! 4.
4.
Nice.
Lovely. All right, so Xavier grabs the bolt cutters and with a nice baseball bat swing, just metal into glass, you hear the crack and shatter as you break through that section of glass. Now, it's only like 6 inches across. It's mostly just a viewport in there. It's not like a full window, but it is enough to stick an arm through if that's your desire.
All right. So,
Which one of us has a jacket again? I had like a blazer at some point, but we've changed our outfits a few times, and I no longer know what anybody is wearing.
yeah, I probably just have this flannel, but I could take it off and let you wrap your arm around with it.
Yeah, let's do that because I have a bulletproof vest on. Taking something off is gonna be a little difficult.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it around my hand and arm several times, and then reach through the window and try to unlock it, like try to open it.
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay.
With the hand protection, you're able to kind of reach down and click the lock, and it's open for you.
Tight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull my hand back, give you your flannel. I'm gonna shake it so that the glass bits come out and get it back. Thank you. And I'm gonna put the bolt cutters back in my back in my bag.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
I've written this so many times, but I've never done it. So I'm glad to know that it actually works.
Yeah, you make a really good investigative reporter. Very nice.
Thanks. All right. Let's investigate.
All right. Yeah, let's look around this room.
Lovely. Now, grabbing the handle, opening the door. You find yourself in this room, and now, like I said, there are a couple rows of these cabinets, these locker-like setups. They're probably about chest high, And there's just rows of them, each of them one single, unit high. It's not split by tiers or anything like that. And the doors themselves have glass panes so you can see inside. Now, as you get in and look around, you do notice that there is a doorway on what would be the eastern side of this room. But the room itself is mostly made up of these cabinets. Now, as you guys cross the threshold, you hear a noise. It's coming over like not quite blown out speakers, but certainly ones that are more aged than they have any right to be at this rate. And a voice comes on and says, "Limit of 1 prototype per genetically distinct R&D employee at a time."
What?
It sounded like it's telling us only one person should be in here at a time.
What about our genetics?
Yeah.
How would it?
You know what? I'll just go back in the hallway and see if it changes what it says. Here, take the flashlight.
Okay.
If something happens, I'll run in. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you'll see me. So
yeah.
Just keep the door open.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna take the bolt cutters back out in my other hand.
Okay.
Blunt weapon.
Shine the light holding your bolt cutters. You flash over the cabinets. Now, like I said, most of these are open, or the ones that are closed, you kind of shine the light in and there's nothing on the little shelf that sits in there. However, you do see about half dozen are full that have items in there. The first one you pass, it looks like a squirt gun that somebody spray painted black. The second is this chitinous material. It's kind of hard to tell. It's just like sheets of this, hard, maybe plastic, but it's sort of bulbous in nature. It's uneven surfaced. The third item you see is a syringe just sitting there. The fourth, a bullet, but it's almost as if it's made of crystal. The fifth, it's a glowing green ball. Sixth, looks like a clock, one that you would find on a bedstand. Not digital in this case. It's one of those, circular like alarm clocks with the two little bells on it, just kind of sitting in there. And the last item that you shine your light on is a book.
Okay. Let's see. We have glowing green orb, book, crystal bullet, fake gun,
syringe clock.
Syringe clock. I was doing well. All those years playing Simon Says has really been like the digital one has really been absolutely paying off. Jesus. Okay. I have a black pyramid. That's interesting with the glowing orb. I'd like to. The glowing orb is really catching my attention. It's like all of the other things are already fading from my memory, but I'm like glowing green orb. I'd like to investigate the glowing green orb.
Okay. Yeah, I can do the list again after we get through this. So the lockers, they don't have one of those little spinny locks on it. It has what looks like a thumbprint scanner.
Oh. I'm gonna put my thumb on it.
Okay.
Can't hurt.
Place your thumb on it. You feel a small, laser kind of scan up and down. Just the heat of it kind of passing over your thumb and back. I need you to roll luck for me.
Oh, great.
This is 1d6, and in this case, we're just looking for low.
I got what are you? 4.
A 4. Okay. As the beam passes back and forth, the little thumb pad flashes red, and you get a little sound coming from it.
Oh boy.
Wait, everything okay?
Yeah, there's like a thumbprint thing here. And my thumb is wrong. So,
Okay. Now the other items you see, like I said, it's that squirt gun, there's that chitinous material, the syringe, the crystalline bullet, the alarm clock, and a book.
I'd like to look at the book.
The book, okay. As you shine your light in, you're met with sort of this baby blue cover.
Okay.
See white text on it. And the words, The Bureau by Bire Santos.
I opened the book to like
It's still
different
in the locker.
pages. Oh no! Okay. Oh wait, I put my thumb on this one.
As you place your
My
thumb
book.
on the pad, again the scanner goes up and down. You feel the heat of it kind of quickly cross. Beep. And after a second, the pad flashes green, and you get a little affirming beep boop as it clicks the lock.
Oh my god. I didn't think that was gonna work. I'm going to open it and check out this book in person. I wonder if
So
all of
you-
us have something in here.
Open the book. You begin parsing through the pages quickly. This is a story. It's a novel detailing a female protagonist named Yulia Belsky, trapped inside this monolithic governmental building dealing with supernatural issues, I suppose. The first few pages are describing a lobby. Then soon the cube farm with the overseer, meeting a woman named Janet Garcia. Do you continue?
I want to skip in the book closer towards the end.
Okay. As you flip through the book, you quickly start getting pages you recognize more. You see the greenhouse, the research level, and you're passing the point in the story where you're at right now. And as you flip those pages, you feel as if the room starts to flicker. You get that feeling in your gut again, and
No.
the moment of black for
No.
just a second. And you find yourself
No.
outside of this room. The door closed.
No.
Xavier holding the bolt cutters, teeing up, about to smash into the window. I need you to take, let's see, 2 damage directly to your control stat. But otherwise, you're okay.
My control's only at a 10 now. I let it happen because I'm just staring in shock.
Yeah. Xavier just slams forward, breaks the glass. You hear it shatter. And Xavier, as you turn triumphant back to Bire, you see that just a couple streaks of blood coming out of their nose.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Did I hit you or something? What happened?
Huh? What? No. Oh, ew. Oh, don't do that. Oh,
Bire's
Oh.
still holding the book.
instant regret. Oh, I'm holding the book. I accidentally smacked myself in the face with the book a little bit because I'm not expecting to hold it, and I went to go pinch my nose. Ow! Jesus! Ow! What? Ow! Ah. Okay.
You choose now to read? I mean, I know.
No. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. Ow.
What the? He
Ew.
very quickly looks at
Don't
it.
read it. Don't read the
No.
book. Just look at the cover.
Oh, okay. I hand it back.
Oh. It's disgusting.
Where'd you get that?
In there,
Wait, what?
where I just came from. I told you I tried to do the bolt cutter thing and it didn't work, and then you tried to, and then we tried to go in at the same time, but it told us that nobody of the same, like no two people of different genetics can be in there at the same time. So I guess it was me and a copy of me. We could go in, but you and me couldn't go in at the same time. So I went in and I looked around, and there is a bullet. There is this book, or there shouldn't be this book anymore. There is a fake gun. There is a glowing green orb. There is a syringe, and there is I was doing so fucking well.
An alarm clock.
An alarm clock. There's an alarm clock. Those are the things that are in those lockers.
Wait, there's a what? Those
are the things that are still in the lockers. I saw this book. All of the other things in the lockers, I had a thumbprint scanner and it wasn't right, so I couldn't. But when I found this book and had my name on it, I put my thumb on the scanner, and it let me in. And I grabbed the book and I started reading. And it was I wrote it. It was my prose, it was my words, and it was about Yulia as the protagonist. You know how I joked about making her my protagonist and that she was always the person that I wrote? She was the protagonist in the book, and it went through all the things that we all went through and that you and I went through even without her, but it was just her going through them. And so I thought I'll skip towards the end, except that I don't remember anything past this point, and then my head hurt and I got really dizzy, and then I was here again with the book. So you go in.
Wait, what?
I just went in. There was something for me in the lockers. I obviously get to keep it. Your turn. I stay here. I keep the door open.
He swallows really hard.
Investigate.
Okay. Investigate. Got it. All right. And then I guess I'm going in.
I'm putting the book in my bag.
Okay.
Oh, and do I have the flashlight still, or did that return to his inventory?
I would say that returned to Xavier's inventory.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
Then I'm gonna give him the bolt cutters to hold. I don't know. Just because something didn't attack me doesn't mean it won't attack you.
Okay. Just let me know if something happens out here. And then he starts sort of going through, looking at things.
Okay. Easy enough. You open the door the same way as before. Enter the room. You find the rows of lockers. And as BRA described, you see the squirt gun spray painted black, that weird chitinous material, a syringe, crystal bullet, a glowing green ball, a old-fashioned alarm clock, no book.
Okay. There's nothing in here for me. He goes, fine. Maybe one of these things. Now I'm doing it. I'm like, what were the things? I'm gonna try the clock. I'm gonna try to open the clock.
Oh, it is worth noting, real quick. As Xavier enters, you hear that the speakers come on. The voice rings out. Limit of 1 prototype per genetically distinct R&D employee at a time.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, and so as you put your finger to the pad by the clock, I need you to roll luck for me, please. That's just a D6, looking lows.
D6. Sorry, I almost rolled a D20. I got a 3. So.
A 3. Okay. As you place your thumb on, you feel the little heat of the laser kind of go over and back, and after a moment, you hear a resounding bam, bam, and the little pad flashes red.
Of course I don't get anything. I'm going to do the next one, which let's just say is the chitinous material.
Chitinous material, lovely. Okay, luck roll again. Let's see what you get.
I got a 3. I think this is
3.
it.
Yeah, same problem. Put your thumb on, it goes up and down, you hear the bam, bam sound.
All right. So he comes back over to the window and he goes, I think you got the only cool thing in there. I can't open it.
You only tried 2 things. Try the other things.
I tried the next locker. It's what's left? Oh, the squirt gun and
orb.
Orb. Ooh, let's try the green
a
orb.
Syringe,
I forgot about the
orb, and a crystal bullet.
I forgot about the orb. Let's do that.
The orb, all right. Another luck roll.
You know what? I'm actually gonna change the dice. Let's maybe that. Oh! All right, that's a 2.
A 2. All right. So you're going for the glowing green orb.
I am going for the glowing green orb.
As you press your thumb into this one, the little beam goes up and down once again. And after it passes by, a second goes off, and you hear the resounding bing, and it flashes green, and you hear the of the door.
Creepy.
Oh.
What happened?
I looked and tried to open some things. The only one I can get out is this green orb thing.
Touch it with the flannel. Don't touch it with your skin. Remember with the pyramid.
Right. Okay. And then I try to touch it through my flannel shirt.
Okay.
Sweater paws.
With your sweater paws, reach out and grab on, and it's squishy.
Ooh.
It's like, I don't know if they make
Ew.
these anymore because they had dangerous chemicals in them as a kid, but you know those like little green, colorful balls that had the strange water in it that you could squeeze, and they would like.
Those were dangerous?
They would.
The water they put in it was like carcinogenic, so it was.
Oh.
They've either changed the formula or have gotten rid of them by and large.
The ones you squeeze on one side and it kind of goes.
Yeah.
On the other. Yeah.
I
remember those.
It's that consistency as you kind of like put your sweater paw over it to grasp on and pull it out.
Okay. I've got a weird squishy green orb. I don't know why it's glowing. Is there any note on what it is? Nope. All right. You get a cool book from the future and I get a squishy green ball. It glows. That's cool, I guess. It could be radioactive. Maybe. I don't know.
If it were heavily radioactive, you'd probably already feel pretty bad.
Oh.
It's pretty fast.
Okay.
Google, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Never remind me not to just say things around you, because otherwise I have to be right, and I'm not right all the time. So, all right, I've got it.
Okay. Come back, I guess.
There's another door over here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, wait. I'm gonna try to walk in while he's in there.
Okay. You cross the threshold. And as you walk in, you hear the chime over the speakers. Limit of 1 prototype per genetically distinct R&D employee at a time.
Ah.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
I misunderstood it. We're both okay. We could have both been in here. It just means I got it backwards. That was my bad.
I got it mistaken too. It's fine.
Okay.
It was better this way.
It was more dramatic. This whole time Josh was like, what are they doing? We could have been in there at the same time. There was no reason for this. It meant that there's no doubles. We can't have our doubles in here at the same time. You said it like 3 times and absolutely not an ounce of recognition passed over our fucking faces.
When I went in for the first time by myself, I got it then. But like, yeah. Anyway, all right. I guess I'll figure out what this does later.
I'm gonna ignore that.
All right, so what do you do with it? That's a good question.
I put it in my last little pocket slot.
Okay. It's just sitting in your little balled up flannel. How do you?
Yeah, it's so I'm gonna wrap it in flannel, and then like, you know how people put flannels like on their waist, like around their waist? It's gonna be like tied around me.
Lovely. All right, you may add a glowing green ball to your inventory.
Is it slowly siphoning away your life? I don't know. But
could.
you got one.
You know. Or it summons aliens. Who knows?
No more weird shit. We have enough weird shit at home. We don't need aliens.
Okay. So then he slowly starts moving towards that door. You said it's south, or where is it?
Yeah, so you guys came in through what would be the northern door of this room here. Again, it's all filled with basically just these lockers. But on the eastern side, there is another doorway.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's some stairs over here.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'm like rushing over. I take the bolt cutters back.
Okay.
Yeah, and opening the door, you do find the staircase leading up. Now, this is a narrow hallway. It's with the light of your LED light. You can see that it's these just sheetrock white walls. The staircase that can fit maybe 2 people across if you squeeze, but more comfortably as one. It does lead up about a flight to another door.
All right.
All right, let's get up there.
Okay.
As you quickly rush up, again, it's another wooden door. This one has no window, L-shaped handle. Push on and rush in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Clicking the door, pushing it forward. You find yourself in another dark room. Though above the doorways, and there are 2 of them, but there are those emergency lights, casting just enough light to kind of get an idea of what's in this room. But as you walk out, you find yourself on a catwalk with railings. It's made of that. It's like a metal mesh type material, but it's thick enough to where there's no risk of collapse. The thing you would see like above like stages and whatnot. Now, this catwalk extends straight ahead of you before taking a left-hand turn going north. As it connects with the wall on that side, you do see another doorway leading elsewhere. Now, down below, you see open-air cubbies. It's like you're looking down into a set, would be the best way to describe it. There are walls, there are facades, there's a door on each of these walls, and a thoroughfare underneath on what is the concrete ground down there that kind of runs between them. And like I said, there's 6 of these rooms. 3 of them lie empty. The other 3 are occupied in some manner. And at this rate, as you guys enter the room, it's easy enough to kind of see into this. The idea is that you can look down from these catwalks at all of these things. So one of them is just covered in black mold. But at the center lies some box, just kind of like sitting there on its own, but just black mold coating the walls and floor of that room. Another is completely filled with green gel. And you hear this sizzling and acrid smell that can only be coming from this room as what looks to be the remains of a body are slowly being dissolved in that glowing green gel.
Is it the same kind of glow as my glowing green orb?
It looks familiar.
Oh God.
Oh no.
And the last of the occupied rooms, a body lies face down, white lab coat kind of splayed out. The other 3, like I said, are empty. Just concrete floors with, those wall facades and a doorway.
Oh. You think that?
Definitely staying away from the mold room and maybe move very carefully with your orb. But if you need to, I think you can throw it at somebody and it'll eat them.
Yeah. I will be very careful not to squish it too much.
That last room.
Wasn't
maybe
there
something.
doctor we were looking for?
Well, yeah, Dr. Allen, but
No, isn't there someone on this floor too that the janitor was talking about?
I'm sorry. When he speaks, I tuned it out so that I didn't kill him.
Yeah. There's a. I don't know. There was some doctor of research or experiments or whatever this place is.
Maybe should we check on that person?
Yeah. There's no way down to there from here, right?
Yeah, off to the side, there's a little
Okay.
metal staircase that kind of winds its way down onto, that thoroughfare that splits the rooms up downstairs.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
Maybe get your ball out. and,
Yeah,
like,
I've
throw.
got it. All right. I wasn't the best pitcher. I was more of a
Well,
swing.
I think we're close range enough.
Yeah. All right.
Gonna gently open the door for the scientist's room.
As you guys walk down again, you kind of bisect these rooms. There are 3 on each side, and it varies. One side has the one with the green slime-filled room. The other side has the mold room and the dead person in the lab coat. And as you walk over there, easy enough, the door opens up. You see an empty room, body lying flat on the ground, face down, clearly white lab coat kind of slate behind them.
All right. I'll go. I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. And he sort of walks over to the dead body, or at least what he presumes is probably dead, and sort of tries to lift them over carefully.
Okay. Just with your hands?
Yeah, sure.
Reach out to grab them, probably grasping more on the lab coat than anything else, and flip the body over.
Anything?
You are looking into the dead eyes of a 40-something white male, dark hair, kind of giant in a mess. But the eyes themselves just kind of like perched open. You do see bits of black ichor that are starting to form out of them. The eyes, not red themselves, just that foggy look.
All right. I'm checking pockets.
Okay. Would you roll D100 for me, please?
Oh. Okay. Sorry, I rolled a D20. I got a 10 on that, but I need a D100. That's 2 of these bad boys. 66.
6, you said?
Mm-hmm.
As you root around, you pull out. It looks like a pamphlet. And you quickly flip by, you see this logo, it's a WB on it, and it appears to be a recruitment flyer for the Wuhan Baxter Corporation.
Wuhan Baxter Corporation. Have you ever heard of this?
I don't think so.
Why would someone working here have a recruitment flyer for some other corp?
Maybe espionage? I don't know.
What if
it does list starting wages at $10 per hour?
Boy, things here must be worse than I thought.
He goes, what if this room is used to take care of problems?
I mean, from all the dead bodies, I figured it was that or an experiment chamber of how to get rid of people in general.
I just thought they were testing whatever they were keeping in the lockers. But maybe this person got caught.
Maybe they tried to leave.
All right.
Maybe take a picture of the flyer.
Yeah, I take a picture of it, but I leave it there. I'm not taking it with.
You can take it with you. It's not gonna, if you want. It doesn't consume.
Okay, I just didn't want it to consume my inventory.
Yeah, that would go in your pockets. So that one slot that can hide a bunch of like small stuff, like your phone. And,
okay.
Cool. If you wanted to take it with you,
yep.
You've already got.
I was more scared of like carrying it, and then somebody finds it. And it's like, you're spies, and it's like, no, I found this on a dead guy.
That's fair.
Yeah, you can shove that with your conspiracy internet printouts.
Yeah,
if you would like.
I am getting all. I have a Post-it note, a printout, and now a flyer for recruitment. I'm just ready with all the papers. Yeah. Also, sorry about my cat. I fed him before the stream today.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful.
Oh, he is a very vocal cat, and he still is making noise. So it's not that he's hungry. He just wants to be in here.
I need attention.
Yeah. All right. There's not much we can do for this guy, and whatever that black stuff is, I don't want it coming anywhere near me. So we head back up. Maybe keep going.
Yeah.
And just for reference, the symbol looks a little like that.
Ooh.
Just a bit.
Okay.
Lovely.
I like that you just had that ready to go. Yeah, I think we're going back up to the catwalk and continuing down it.
Okay, you're going into that other doorway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. As we press on back up to the catwalk and clamp your way across, heading for the other doorway. As you reach for the handle to open it, we're going to go on a quick break.
Are you enjoying the Bureau? Well, you can show off your allegiance to the monolith with exclusive merchandise, including short sleeve and long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, and more. All proceeds from sales go directly to funding production and the cast and crew of the Bureau. You can check out our special bonfire shop in the description below. Consider donating to the Help Brandy Get to Safety Fund in order to assist with our player and friend Brandy Rose's moving costs as they make a necessary move from the United States back to their home of Germany. Brandy is a great person, friend, streamer, and producer. Let's show that we can come together as a community. Anyone who donates at least $10 to the fund, send me a screenshot of your donation and your name and you'll get a special shout out during the show. You can find the link to the GoFundMe in the description below. If you are enjoying the programming, The Bureau, you can find the system Liminal Horror and its module, The Bureau, at goblinarchives.itch.io/liminal-horror. The link is in the description below. If you're enjoying this program today, consider subscribing to Gehenna Gaming to get up to date with all our latest actual play series.
And welcome back. Before the break, we were just in this testing area, this catwalk, sitting atop 6 different rooms with individual stuff. The two of you had just dug through the coat pocket of a dead man. Found a nice little recruitment pamphlet. Now, heading back up onto the catwalk and out the door, you found yourself in a very short hallway. 20 feet. Not super short, but short enough. Ending in a door at the end. Again, non-distinct wooden door.
Should we just try to get through?
Yep.
Okay, let's just go through.
Pushing through. You find yourself, again, this is a common place for this level, but you find yourself in a dark room. There's a single light at the center, sort of hanging down from the ceiling, casting the center portion of this room in dim light. Now, this room, it's thick glass separating an amphitheater from a lower level testing area. The light itself is shining down upon that lower area, testing area. So, picture an operating theater. You have several rows of seating that leads up to sort of this flat level where you guys are at, that kind of like walks around the outside edge, and that is curved in a semicircular fashion around down upon, like I said, this lowered area. Lowered section of floor, and in there is a table, pieces of equipment covering the walls, freestanding, floating around that table, and sort of hanging down from various apertures and arms and whatnot. Or the staircase that leads down into that, the pit, so to speak. But there are also a couple of doors. One, a larger set of double doors, a little ways away from you around the outer edge. This time it would be on the western side of the room, and another nondescript wooden door on the northern end of the room. So you guys enter. This is large. It's not quite as like cavernous as some of the other rooms, but again, it's pretty large. This would seat 50 people comfortably, maybe 100 with some standing room. Give or take.
All right, B-Ray. You know when I said there might be aliens earlier? This is definitely where we would find them. So, yeah, this is definitely like that ET movie. Like where they. Anyway. So. Good thing. There's nothing on the tables, right? There's nothing on the.
Right.
So we lucked out. Haha.
Yeah. Totally.
As long as we don't end up on the table, so I think we just keep going.
Yeah, let's just keep going. Let's just try to get through away from here because this place is aching me out.
What about those double doors over there?
Okay. You know, and if we got to double back, we've got more options, so let's go.
Okay. Now pushing out the double doors, you do find yourselves back in that concrete hallway. This time with the exception of carpeted floors that sort of stretch up and down. The hallway is heading in what would be the north and south orientation. Again, this is a long stretch, almost as long as that area you guys were in previously. Now, as you pop out the door, looking to your left, what would be south. Down the hallway, you do see what is the staircase leading down to the lower level. And to the north, the hallway kind of stretches on for a series of doors. Now, you've popped out with the set of double doors. Directly across from you is... it's a wooden framed door. Glass on the inside, but it's sort of fogged over. Or... what do they call it? It's intentional.
Embossed, or like... I don't know.
The word is lost. Yeah, it's gone. It's like somebody sprayed.
Yeah.
Like frosted?
Yeah, frosted. Jesus, frosted glass.
I remember I thought that like a minute ago, and I went, "Nah, he wouldn't forget that word."
You'd think. All right, so door directly across from you, frosted glass. Meeting rooms stamped on the outside of it.
No, not again.
Sure, down to your right, there's another frosted glass door. This one has a couple like frosted glass windows sort of surrounding it, so the door is a little bit more pronounced, but it is a single door leading in. That one just has like, offices written over it. And then further down the hall, there are other doorways that you could find. Most of them are the other two, I suppose, or what would be on your right-hand side, the eastern side of the hallway.
Well...
So either there's something might be in these offices that tells us something, or we continue down the long spooky hallway until we find another door.
We might as well open the doors and look.
Yeah.
So I guess the first one is the meeting room one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's open that one.
Pitch open the meeting room door. The first thing you notice is you reach for the handle. Is that there's some light coming from the room. Just enough to sort of cast shadow on the frosted glass. As you open the door to peek inside, it's a little warm. Like you can feel the uncomfortably warm air kind of coming out of that room. And as expected, it's another meeting room. There's an oval table sitting in the center. Dozen or so uncomfortable looking office chairs kind of spread throughout. Another projector hanging from the ceiling, shooting an image, lighting up the room on the far wall.
Not again. No. What's the image?
Do you walk in to see?
Yeah.
Yep.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. You shut the door behind you?
No. This is not my first rodeo.
Okay.
I'm holding the door as I go in.
Yeah, as you walk in, you hold the door. You get a little bit better look at it. Now, the picture that is shining is pretty dark in nature, so the contrast is a little weird. But as you kind of walk into the room and get a little closer, you see a static image of a long, dark hallway.
Does it look familiar?
No.
Okay.
Now, it is worth noting there's another door, what would be on the northern side of this meeting room, presumably leading into those offices. It is also that frosted glass. But as you stare at that image of the long, dark hallway, you hear creak. And the light cast on the wall starts to shift in the image with it, as you see the projector starting to turn.
Don't like that. B-Day, I think we've overstayed our welcome here.
Wait, we can run out. We can run out, but I want to see what it is.
Okay. I'm not gonna look at it.
Cool, you can
Okay.
pull me out if I get stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as Peter is looking to see the image, the projector shifts. It was moving slowly, now it's quick. The light cast stretches from wall to floor and points over, shining down upon Peter holding the door. As the light crosses over and shines directly into your eyes, Peter, you're sort of blinded at first. And then images start forming. I need you to tell me what Bire's worst nightmare is.
Oh man!
Oh no.
The list is endless. This is a very anxious person. Currently, being stuck in a room with Amos forever.
Okay, so the light is shining down upon you, flashing, just flash, image, that's sort of processing through your brain. You see yourself standing in room to room to room, and it's jumping. In every single room you enter, there is Amos. Sometimes laughing, sometimes mopping, sometimes just off in the distance, just flash back and forth. Now, Xavier, on the other end of things, you see the light shining directly into Bire's eyes, her eyelids sort of flitting back and forth. What are you doing?
I'm gonna break contact with the light. I'm gonna get in front of where the light is shining to block her, and then try to get her out. I'm not looking at the light, but I'm trying to stop the light from getting in her eyes.
So as you position yourself in front of the light, one, Bire, your contact is severed. You come back to reality. You take 2 points of stress damage.
Excellent.
Xavier, as you step in front of the light, you feel the pull to turn around to look. I need you to make a control save for me.
All right, let's go. 10 under 16.
10. All right. So as you're starting to shift and move, you're able to kind of steel yourself and just prevent from turning around.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. I shut the door really hard.
Okay.
All right.
Curiosity really did kill the cat, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to do this, but if we don't keep looking, we're not going to ever get out of here.
Let's try the next room.
Okay. The next room. You walk down the hallway again on the carpeted floors this time. Push the door open. And as the door says, you find yourself staring into a set of offices. Now, this is much more inviting, so to speak, than the cube farm you guys were in previously. There are several like sets of cubicles in here, but these are the low-walled ones. There's like 4 to a set that form a little like diamond formation and little clusters that are kind of spread throughout the room. Each of them having a desk that's just kind of coated in papers and personal effects and just like stacks of shit just all over the place in these desks. The room itself is also filled with, there are glass walls that separate private offices. There are whiteboards with all manner of like scrawlings on it. You see like technical diagrams, you see pictures drawn on some of these whiteboards, schematics, diagrams, so on and so forth. Just like scribblings and writings, just people writing paragraphs on whiteboards that are kind of spread around. There's probably a dozen of these things perched throughout in various locations, oriented close to those desks. This in and of itself creating a bit of a labyrinth. Now, you do see the door into the meeting room, the light sort of flashing back as the projector shifts back into place. You see there's a door, what will be on the northern side, leading into a private fancy office. Much bigger than the other ones, much more noteworthy. There's a door on the far side. You guys came in the eastern side. There's a door on the western side. There's plenty of options here. However, you're not alone. As you stare into this office, standing about the center of the room, you see 2 individuals standing upright, staring at one of the whiteboards, currently facing away from you.
I tap Bide on the shoulder and I put my finger to my lips and I'm like, who do you think? Like, it's just, I don't whisper this, but I like mouth, like, who do you think that is? Right? I know we're looking for someone, but I'm unsure if we want to like these people to see us, because that's the terrifying thing. Are they talking or are they just staring at this thing?
It's a dark room.
Yeah.
The light that's coming in is
they probably
basically
can't
from
even
you
see
guys
it.
and from the just a bit of shadow coming from that projector, kind of casting through those frosted glass walls that separate the office from the meeting room. But they're standing there. They're maybe a foot apart, maybe 2 feet back from the whiteboard itself, back to you. They're wearing office clothes.
Are there any
Both of them
pencils or
dress-
anything nearby? Like on
near
desks
you?
or something?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take a pencil and I'm gonna mouth to Xavier like, "Be ready to run," and I'm gonna throw it at somebody.
Okay. You take the pencil, whoop, and it just pop off the back of one of them. There's nothing for a moment, and then the shoulder starts to shift. The head starts to move. You see beneath there, or just above the collar, just almost bleach white skin with flecks of black, just kind of varicose veining up the side of their neck. And as they turn to face, you see the red in their eyes.
Run! Running!
Yeah,
Running.
Yeah.
Abject running.
We're out of there.
Immediately running out.
And the door closed.
And not even stopping in the hallway, continuing to run down the hallway.
Okay, so you're running down the
Absolutely
hallway.
booking it.
Just booking 100 feet or so on carpet, running down, and you meet a junction. To your right, another doorway. This one a little bit more pronounced. It's probably a metal door. Maybe this one has just a push bar on it, leading into a room on your right hand side. But on your left, the hallway continues just for a little bit before dodging to the left to continue up a set of stairs.
Yep.
Going to the stairs. Okay.
Stairs.
Okay. As you pound up the stairs, after a short flight or two, you find yourself staring at a very strangely ornate wooden door.
Oh man.
We're running, so I'm going in that door. But
Yeah.
Now, as you walk up, you can kind of see the etched into the door in gold, inlay. Right? It's not really gold, but gold-colored inlay. It says Office of the Department Chair, and then underneath it in sort of bold text is Dr. Gall.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Is that the name Amos told us to?
Maybe. I think so. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah?
regardless, this person's the department chair. They might have something that tells us how to get
Yeah.
off this floor, right?
So let's go.
Yep.
Let's go inside.
And then I shut the door really hard and put my back against it.
Yeah.
And it's got like one of those old-fashioned glass handles on it too. So you reach out and just turn it.
Yeah.
The door creaks open, much heavier than the other one. You find yourself in a very pleasant office.
Are we alone in said office?
Now, let's not be hasty. Now, the first thing you notice is across from you, on one of the walls, there was once a very nice window that looked down upon the garden. You can see that orb of light sort of shining in the room. The window, the central pane, has been smashed. Glass cascading inside, vines from that garden crawling up through the window down onto the floor, and they cover that portion of the wall. They stretch in onto most of the floor and up into the ceiling, and they're coating the ceiling and sort of hanging down vines upon you now. Also in this room, there's a couple of Eames lounge chairs facing the window, presumably to look out. There's a nice shelf of books and accolades and photographs, very tasteful photographs, kind of perched up on there. Most of them featuring a 40-something male with a mustache and black hair. There's also a very large wooden desk, bare with the exception of a lanyard and a little plastic card attached to it. It's laying perched on the desk. And there's a whiteboard that sort of sits behind that desk, and it's got a bunch of scribbles. It looks like sort of someone's schedule they had written on the whiteboard.
Hello?
Otherwise, the room appears unoccupied.
Okay. And the vines are coming in. They're coming from down in the garden up into this room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, let's not touch those.
Yeah.
But I want to look at the, notes, schedule. The board.
And you walk up to the desk. Like I said, the desk itself is bare. Maybe there's a rubber pad on it, but you don't see any pictures, any laptops, or anything directly on top of it. The only thing with the exception is that, the lanyard and the card. But looking up at that whiteboard, it looks like timelines. You see various, maybe they're code names, just random stuff. Just kind of sprayed out, and various bits of lines and dates that are sort of tracking with the handwritten dry erase marker beyond it.
I'd like to pull out my book. And I'm very careful to only go to where I know we've already been before. So I'm erring on the side of caution and then slowly flipping forward to now and not further to see if it matches the book or not. What's happened and what's on that board.
Almost uncanny. The actions. Again, presumably the book is following Yulia as a character, but the actions are very similar to what you guys were doing. Going into the room with the projector, checking out the office, running down the halls, getting to this room, pushing the door open, seeing the room in there. The book itself doesn't go much into those projects other than noting that they exist and that Yulia did look at them before she grabs the key card. That's where the page ends.
Right. I close the book quickly before I can start getting a nosebleed. And I'm looking for the key card. It's on the desk?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm grabbing the key card.
And as you pick it up, you can take a look. It's got level 8 security access, sort of like written on it. It's got a little like barcode on the bottom where one could presumably scan it.
Yep.
Great.
Is it on a lanyard or was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on.
Okay.
You can't lose it.
Slip it over your neck. The two of you look at each other.
Yeah.
And then you hear the rustling. There's a
No.
Of what?
I don't hear rustling. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the vines.
No.
The leaves
Oh.
on them start to shimmer up. A second tremor.
Would
As
you
you
move?
trace the tremors up, you see in the ceiling the vines are sort of pulled back a little bit to reveal the face of a mustached man staring down upon you.
My bad. Didn't know this was occupied.
Dr. Gall? Is
And
that
as
you?
you sit staring, you hear the sound of, thick vines sort of shifting. It's then tremoring. The leaves start to shake all down the walls again and shift in form. And you see a humanoid shape taking form out of the vines as it slowly starts to descend off the ceiling. And the vines begin pulling back. You see portions of, office clothes and what was once a human now pierced with these vines, and at the puncture wounds, just black ichor starting to seep out.
Move.
The red eyes of Dr. Gall staring down upon you as his form slowly begins to descend.
The whiteboard, is that one of those whiteboards that's like on a revolving thing that has two sides?
Yeah, it's behind us,
Okay.
though.
That's okay. That's okay, because so am I. So it's okay.
Oh, sure.
I'm farther away from the door, but okay. I'm gonna try to take the fucking whiteboard with me, moving towards. I don't know. Where are you, Xavier?
I'm probably in the middle of the room, like from the
Yeah,
door.
you need to move. And I would like to flip the whiteboard to be like this,
Horizontal,
horizontal, and crouch under it like a shit umbrella, and try to wheel it towards Xavier really fast.
Okay.
This is very wonky. This is a very delicate thing. There's like dry erase marker in my hair. I don't care. I'm trying to move.
Okay.
Innovation is the mother of the whatever. That.
All right. So he sees all of that movement and he's like, "Oh, I guess we're hiding." And he gets under the or
Okay.
tries to as
It's just I'd like a layer between us and this
Yes.
dripping shit.
As Bire starts to get under and pushes it forward for Xavier to get under as well, you feel the vines just kind of explode out throughout the room, stretching from the floors. They grow outward and begin sort of whipping out underneath and trying to slash at you with vine-like form. Now, since you are using this whiteboard as a piece of protection, these attacks are impaired. They will only do D4 damage to you. This is physical damage too, as they begin to sort of whip and tear. At Xavier, they deal 4 points of damage.
All right.
I tried.
No, you did well.
Yeah, I rolled. So do you have any hit protection left?
Yes, I do, but not much. Oh, wait, no. Hit protection. Let me see.
Yeah, sorry, damage. This goes for your hit protection first, and then carries over into your strength score directly.
Right. I believe I feel like I accidentally deleted it. Probably. So let's say no. I have 2 stress. So I think it comes from my strength. Is what sounds right.
What did you have? Do you remember what your original total was? Because I don't.
No.
Didn't you have 4? I thought you had 4.
I thought I had 4 too. Yeah.
Okay. The
sounds
stress,
right.
I think you guys had rested anyway. So let's assume you have 0 HP now, and we'll deal with that later.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Technology.
Okay. So any further attacks will come directly from your strength. So just note that.
Crap.
Now, as the vines kind of stretch and try and grasp Bure as well. They do 1 point of damage, which is negated from the armor. So
You did it. You said you were
I'm
fast.
good.
Uh,
Good.
what is the doctor doing?
Descending down from the ceiling.
Can I throw the little green orb at him?
You certainly
We want to
can.
throw that directly above us?
I want to throw it at the dude. It dissolves
And
stuff
if-
and eats it. We
I
can,
know.
we have a shield right now, so we like wheel towards the door, open the door, and leave.
Oh, no.
Just do it.
Okay, just do it. Yeah,
Just do it.
it's your guys' turn if you want to.
Just do it.
From like you see him reach into his pocket to grab it. Bire makes a big wide-eyed reaction. He's like, "What? I don't know what else to do." And I'm not gonna shoot bullets at, Poison Ivy Jr. And then he basically launches that green thing. What does it do? Does it do anything?
Okay. You throw the green orb, and it hits the form of Dr. Gall. You see it sort of like boop, and then fall to the ground.
Does it do anything?
When it hits the ground, it splat.
Great.
And as it forms out, this ball is now flat to a pancake. You see it start to bubble and start to expand, and you smell that acrid burning, and you hear the sizzle of carpet as it begins to slowly start to spread out on the ground, eating away.
Where he's like
No, he's on the
forming
ceiling. We're on the floor.
He's like coming out of where it was.
But we're running.
Yeah, we're running. I was planning on running. I just want his office dissolved in acid. It's
Okay,
cool.
Bure, you have a chance to act. What are you doing?
Running.
Just running? Okay.
Extremely quickly towards
Yes.
the exit.
You push towards the door, and you smell, again, this acrid burning of acid eating carpet, and you hear it start to touch some of the vines that are on the floor, and just like this almost like screeching just coming from them as they sort of pull back into the space and sort of rip themselves off the floor. Dr. Gall is still floating there as you guys push forward to the door. Now you're sitting underneath a whiteboard, and there's a giant wooden door that pushed inward.
We're running away. You shove the board. I mean, the board's on it. We're just crouch running under it.
Okay.
So
And as you go to open the door, who opens the door? That's a good question.
Probably
Me.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
was on
okay,
the
so
front.
you already had the action. So yours are able to open the door. Dr. Gall is going to take a quick swipe at one of you. It's going to be Bure in this case. As you're opening the door, you feel this familiar feeling. This darkness, this shade, as a vine that's almost made a shadow itself comes to reach forward and whips in your direction,
Ow.
dealing 2 points of stress damage.
Does that affect my control then?
It pulls directly from a hit protection first, and then it will pull from control once hit protection is depleted. So whatever stress you've had should count. So you're at
So let
3
me
HP
real
right now.
quick.
Minus
Yes.
2.
Because I did not realize that that's how that went. So I've been marking it off, and I had not yet put it in my HP. So now I have 3 HP.
Hold on, mark your original.
I am 3 out of 6.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
There you go.
Okay, so this does an additional 2 points to that because you already had 3.
Yeah. So we're at 1.
So you're down to 1. Yeah. So you're able to avoid serious
Boy.
harm, but you can feel these shadows start to whip and pull at your legs as you open the door, and the two of you begin to run out.
Slamming the door, hopefully behind us, but that's up to Xavier.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I want the room to be dissolving. Is like, this is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Now, you hear the sizzle of the room and the shift of vines, this great, coming from the room, and the vines quiet down. You hear the sizzle of acid to just getting ever greater and greater, and you feel the thud as that hits against the door, and the door itself starts to dissolve on the far end.
See,
But
it
at the
climbs up
moment-
walls. is what he
See?
says. I say we get back. Wait, we have the key card, right? We
Yeah,
the
I
key
have
card.
it.
Then let's go back to the weird Central Park.
What?
Isn't that where the elevator is? That's what the key card.
Well,
as
I mean,
far as
elevators do tend to be on every floor.
Yeah, but there's not. I think. I don't know. Did you see another elevator?
Fuck. Did I?
No.
Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. Fine. Fuck. Fine.
All right.
If he talks to me, I'm killing him.
Got it. We just run in, boom, hit the elevator, no talking. Got it.
Okay, perfect. And we should probably run because those vines are from there, and they're probably going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where do you guys go?
We run
That's the next my question.
down.
Yeah. As you descend the flight of stairs, you find yourself at the base, staring down that carpeted hallway. There's a door right ahead of you, but the hallway itself stretches on. Familiar rooms lie ahead of you.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a way to get back there. We just went in a giant circle, it feels like. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just run down this hallway and then back in that second long hallway. Maybe there's something there.
Right. I no longer fully remember how to get to the park, so yeah, absolutely, sure.
Okay. I guess we're ignoring the door that's like right in front of us, right?
Mhm.
And then just going down, because that's what we have to do. We have to go like down into wherever this park is, right?
So you're just retracing your steps effectively, correct?
Trying to, yeah.
Okay. So you dash down carpeted hallway, soon finding yourself staring down concrete stairs that descend into the darkness. Following those down, you find yourself in a familiar looking dark hallway.
Okay.
Okay. Next step.
We could we came from probably way over there. That's
On your left is the room with the lockers.
Yeah. And then like the bathroom is past that, right?
Yep.
We're back by the bathroom maybe, or we're
Yes,
like
pushing down the hallway towards the bathroom. You hear the sounds of sobbing floating out from that room.
Okay.
For you, a set of stairs that leads upward again.
Where do you think those go?
Oh, those are the stairs you guys came down from.
Oh,
Yeah.
are the ones we came down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, let's
Keep going.
let's keep going.
Okay. Pushing up the stairs, hooking right into the hallway. See a wooden door on your left. The one you left behind backs against it. Now smashed off its frame. Door lying there. Darkness lie beyond, except for the light of a vending machine shining through. However, the hallway does continue.
We don't see any of the people who were sleeping in the room, do we?
It is a dark room.
No, I mean
We're
we're
not
not going
looking
in the
at it.
room.
No.
I just
No.
want to. Yeah.
Let's just run. We're
Yeah, we're just
straight
gonna keep
running,
going.
retracing steps.
Retracing your steps. Okay, you continue down the hallway, and then the corridor ends. There's a door on your right. It's a set of double doors. These are what you push through to leave that garden.
Hey, this is it.
Shit. Okay, fine. Let's go. Let's go.
All
Let's go.
right.
As you push the handle, the door doesn't move. Continue to press. It's unlocked. Door shaking a little bit.
Oh no.
What do you do?
Well, I have a thing we could try. It could backfire really horribly, though. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, let's stand back. Give me your flannel again.
I give my flannel.
This shirt's been through so much. I'm gonna
It's
wrap it around my hand like a glove, and I'm going to pull out the, I don't know, obsidian pyramid that I have,
Okay.
and I'm gonna yeet it at the door.
You throw the obsidian
maybe
pyramid at the door?
nothing, Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Pick it up out of your bag. How do you pick it up out of your bag is a better question.
Like a claw, but with
Like a
the
claw.
flannel.
Just straight up?
It's very like fingertips. Like I'm holding onto it as much as I need to, so I don't drop it.
Okay.
And then.
So you pick it up and throw it. And it's thud. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Hits the door, makes a nice sound, lands on the ground.
What about the flamingo? What if I like?
What if you hypnotize the door?
I don't know what the flamingo does.
I'm going to wait a second and make sure that the pyramid doesn't do anything, but if it's not going to do anything, then I'm going to use the flannel and put it back in my bag.
How do you pick it up?
The same way.
Like a claw?
He
Yeah,
really
very-
wants you to touch it. Don't touch it.
I know, I'm not touching it.
Okay.
Touching it.
Put it back in there.
Peter's
Okay.
traumatized.
Yeah.
You put the pyramid back in your bag. Easy enough.
Okay.
You take the
Time.
flamingo.
Yeah. I'm gonna
What do you
take
do
the
with it?
flamingo. So the flamingo has like the little, like
Strokes? Yep.
thin, like stokes, right? I'm gonna stick that in the metal part of like in between the door and see if I can like jiggle
We
it
look
at all.
stupid.
You take out
totally
this
fine.
pink flamingo again. Do you touch it? How do you touch it?
I do touch it. I picked it up before.
Just the energy is palpable.
Mhm.
And as you take this flamingo and shove it into the door, the two of you become very allured to its presence. I need both of you to make a control
So
save.
annoying. Need to make what?
A control.
Control
save.
save for me, please.
8 under 16.
Where's my d20? Does it take a different d20 this time?
I don't have a lot of health, but I have a lot of control.
Got a 7 under 10.
Okay, lovely. So the two of you, as Xavier pushes the strokes into the door, plants it in place as if they're about to shift it, move it, the two of you just lock contact, like eye contact with the flamingo, as it becomes almost irresistible to look away. But after a moment, you're able to kind of close your eyes and wrench away the attention.
And I'm gonna smack Xavier and be like, get it the
Yeah,
fuck out the bag.
I pull it out.
Okay. You're able to rip it out of the door, and
Yeah.
it still is like very alluring, but that drive, that craving to look at it goes away as soon as you rip it out from the door.
I'm gonna consult the book. So do the same thing I did last time, which is like very carefully try to ease up to where we are now and see what this moment says. Risking another nosebleed, I'm assuming.
No. Are you reading ahead?
Like one line.
Okay. As you rip open the book,
Please don't bounce me back to another floor. I'm gonna start crying.
you start to read ahead. You see the one line of Yulia trying to force the door open and the vines sort of holding the door in place enough where enough pressure seems to break through. And as you're reading that line, again, your vision starts to sort of flicker for a second. And you're back just 30 seconds ago.
Okay.
You lose one control point.
Oh, for fuck.
And you see Xavier about to stick the flamingo into
Don't!
the door.
Don't do it! Put the flamingo back. Put it down. I did it again.
Oh.
I did it again. I'm from 30 seconds in the future. Don't do that.
I stick it. What does it do? Can you at least tell me
Well,
that?
it's just really hypnotizing. Every time you fucking take it out, like all we can do is fucking stare at it, and it drives us a little crazy. So don't do
Wait,
that.
what if we use it later for like something chasing us? That might actually be
Yeah,
really
if
helpful.
you can like leave it somewhere and not look at it, sure. But if you put it somewhere you and I can see it, we're fucked.
Okay.
So apparently enough force could break the door. So I don't know if you and I have to try and kick it in at the same time or something.
It's a push out door, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a there is the depression, the bar that goes across it. You push in and force it
Okay.
in. So if you were on
Okay,
the inside,
it
you would
does go
pull towards you. So yeah.
so
Okay.
maybe we both just push really, 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 really hard at the same time.
Okay.
But be ready because there's vines on the other side.
Oh.
So I'm gonna grab the bolt cutters. I'm gonna put the book back, grab the bolt cutters, and have them in my
Yes,
hand
I'm
when
gonna hold my gun.
with no bullets.
No, I have 4 bullets.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank
We
God.
we got those.
That's right.
The special ones, the vibrating bullets.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So who wants to do the strength save for this?
Let's check our stats. I have a 9.
You're definitely
yours?
stronger than I am.
Okay. Then yeah, I can do it. Is it a D20?
Wait, actually, what does creeping black mold do? Does it makes me stronger?
Oh yeah.
What did that? This was a.
It's a fallout. It stains
It's
my
an increase
fingertips.
to your max, so it just changed your max strength. It's not a. It's a
Oh,
passive.
it's not like good.
not an
Okay.
active.
Okay.
Got it.
Cool. So it's a D20, right?
Yep, D20 equal to or under your current strength score.
Let us try to pick a D20. This one worked nicely last time. Two.
2, lovely. So the two of you
209.
carry
Yeah.
in the lead.
Thank God.
You push back and jam yourself into the door, and you feel it start to give, and you hear the of like plants that start to disconnect as you get just enough of a gap where you could theoretically fit through, and you see like the roots of the vines have sort of encased the door. They're stretching across it like cheese on a pizza. But as you push the door, they begin to snap, leaving a little bit enough of room for you guys to push through. They aren't wriggling, though. That is
Oh,
worth
thank
noting. They're just rooted up against the door.
Okay.
Well, we're just
So
gonna
then
force our
push
way
in.
through.
Yeah.
And you push past the door, slipping into the garden. Again, this is a massive open space, an orb of light lying at its center, plant life growing all over the place. And as you push through, you see across on the far wall what would be the northern side. Well, one, there's the pathway leading towards the elevator you arrived in, but your eyes drift to those windows overlooking the room. Now all of them shattered, the vines themselves have stripped down from the office, leaving the wall on that side bare.
Huh. It did what I wanted it to do.
Ignoring it. Where's the elevator?
It's I pointed to the elevator.
Okay. Running to the elevator with the key card.
As you begin to run ahead, the first thing you notice, there is no Amos here.
Thank God.
And as the two of you take off down this path heading towards the elevator, you hear
No.
the trees start to shake. The plant life just this time much more active than those shifts before, as you see vines starting to cascade like Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, and the
Loving.
form of Gaul becomes visible, just black dripping from him, vines cascading off, suspended 10 feet into the air as vines carry him. He's probably 100 yards from you at this point, just kind of
Ahead or behind?
clawing.
To the side.
What's up?
Is he ahead of us or to the side?
In
of us?
between, so you guys are on what would be the western side of this, the pathway that leads along that side. He's closer to the eastern side, near where that window is, heading directly in your direction.
Where's the elevator?
North. So you all make a triangle.
Got it.
Running straight for the elevator. I mean, like, shoot him or something.
Yeah,
Slow
I
him
mean,
down.
as we go, that's what I was planning to do.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna shoot him?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you start to sprint, we're gonna phrase this kind of like combat, but as you guys are running ahead, Xavier, you take out your gun and fire.
Mhm.
I need you to roll damage. You only have those special bullets, so it's a D8 for these.
Okay. 8. 8.
8, lovely. All right, so you fire the bullet, and he's a ways away. This is like at the edge of pistol range where you can get any sort of accuracy, and you fire in, and as the bullet flies forward, the vines start to stretch up, and you see it smack into one of the vines and just sort of shatter it, leaving the form of Gaul untouched. But some damage has been done. You see the arm of one of the vines sort of flaying and spewing black fluid.
Ew.
As it continues to push forward. Beater, were you doing anything?
Running.
Running, okay.
Like running like a bat out of hell.
Now, he's going to take his effective turn to close the distance between the two of you. You have one more turn to go before he does. The elevator, theoretically, on the next turn as you continue to go. So we have one turn to resolve, and then you can make it to the elevator.
Okay.
So you're continuing to run down the path. Gaul stretching forward, closing the distance fast between you.
Oh. Oh, what a great garden.
So as you're running, what do you do? He's coming up quick. We gotta.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
We don't have a lot of weapons.
Right. I mean, I could try to shoot him again. I don't think it's gonna do much. He's got superpowers. I am going to tell Bire to run, and I'm gonna stake the little flamingo in the ground, and try not to I'm gonna
keep
run and try to run as much as I can from it.
Okay. So Xavier places the flamingo. Bjorn, are you doing anything other than running?
No, absolutely running, not looking back.
Okay. You pull the flamingo out, shut it into the ground. You see the eyes, the red eyes of Gaul, lock on to the flamingo. He fails his control save. And you see the form halt for a moment, maybe 30 feet from you, staring at that flamingo. As you continue to run?
Yeah.
Okay. The two of you run. And you reach the elevator door. What do you do?
Use the key card to get into it.
Take the card, bloop, bloop, flip it. You hear the woo, the whir of the elevator start to activate as the chain continues to pull up. And as the elevator is summoned, you hear the shifting of vines and the pounding of vine against vine. Do you look?
No.
No. And the noise gets ever closer and closer until you hear bing, and the doors of the elevator open.
In that bit, immediately slamming the close button before anything else.
Close door button. And as you turn to see the door shut, you see the vines just reach out and come in your direction. And as the door closes, you hear the resounding thud on the outside as you see the dent in the walls as the vines hit it. And with a swipe of the key card, the elevator begins to shift upward. And
I fucking love that flamingo.
Tonight's session.
That was bananas.
Right. You have to remove the plastic pink flamingo from your inventory, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, no.
Thank God.
Totally worth it.
Thank God you took that insanely just mundane thing with you initially.
Also glad that we stuck it in the door to find out what it did first.
Yeah.
Because
Perfect.
I had no idea.
Perfect timing. My God.
All right, let's quickly go around, reintroduce yourself, where we can find you, anything you want to shout out at the end of this episode. By all means, do so.
Cool. Hi, hello. I'm Brandy Rose. You can find me on Twitter at the Brandy Rose. I do so many things that I actually finally sat down and wrote them all down. So I'm a producer. I have a podcast network. I have Patoot Podcasts. It has its own Twitter as well as a separate Twitter for our flagship show, Camgirl Interrupted, for which there's also merch. You can find all of that in my card, brandyrose.carrd.co. I'm a producer. I'm a director. I'm an actor. I do web series, screen, theater, everything. I am constantly doing streams as well on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/cutestpatoot. I have a stream this week, actually, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be doing a Twitch slumber party with an 80s twist. So we're going to start off doing some 80s teen personality quizzes just to get us nice in the mood. We're going to do some hot goss, which means that we're going to talk about Grady Hendrix, my favorite author, because we're doing this stream because of his book, which is My Best Friend's Exorcism, and it has now been made into a movie on Amazon Prime, for which we're going to do a watch party. Now, if all that isn't enticing enough, what will usually get people there is that we'll also have some nice snacks. It is a slumber party, and a very special treat is I've never had a Gushers before, ever. And I have a box. They're right there. I bought a box for this Wednesday, and I will be trying them for the first time. And the reason I've never had one is because I'm really autistic. And when I was a kid, I saw the ad and it turned you into a fruit, and I didn't want that to happen to me. So I never had them. And so we're going to be having some fun with some fun snacks. We're going to have a great time. And we're going to have a really, really great time watching My Best Friend's Exorcism. So make sure to check out twitch.tv/cutestpatoot this Wednesday or the VOD by the time this comes up, where you can make sure to catch up everything that you might have missed out on. And otherwise, every time I do a show, every time I appear anywhere, do a panel, etc., you can always find it on my Twitter at the Brandy Rose. That's me.
Awesome. So hey everybody, I'm Randy Alvarenga. You can follow me on Twitter at RollerRaja. That's ROLLERRAJA. I spell it because people misspell it a lot. Then some of the cool things that I'm doing that I can finally talk about now that it's already October are first, over on Saving Throws show, I'm doing a limited sort of let's play of the Few and Cursed RPG, which is in Kickstarter currently for and getting released soon, but we're going to be playing that as playtesters. So if you're interested in that, it's a post-apocalyptic Western game. So that's super exciting. On the Nat 20 Productions channel, we're playing Pathfinder 2E. I'm in a long campaign over there, but in October, we do a special game called The Return to Daltonshire, which is just like horror, spooky Pathfinder with lots of character murders. So, I mean, if that's your thing and you like sort of horror movies / fantasy, come check that out. It's and then over on another channel, we're doing Domain of Varus, something called Gloomhaven, Gloomhaven. Essentially, it's a D&D campaign. It's new, so it's brand new to me too. I don't know much about the world yet because it's homebrew, but it's super exciting and it has some really cool other performers in it. And then finally, I'm getting ready to go back to the studio to shoot the 3rd season of Harbingers in LA very soon. And me going back to the studio to shoot that means it's coming to your door very soon. So if you want to know more about what that is, it's Savage Worlds actual play that we play in person out in LA. So come and check that out. You can find all of that on my Twitter and more. And thank you for tuning into the Bureau.
Okay, and finally, I am Josh Tomansky, your director for this series. You can find me on Twitter at Unenthuser. That's unenthusiastic user smashed into one. I am a tabletop RPG writer and designer, including the adventure we're currently running. And apparently I run things on streams too, so yay. As always, if you guys see this episode on somewhere that's not the Gehenna YouTube channel, maybe we shared a Discord or Twitter, please go ahead and give them a follow so you can stay up to date on this series, as well as the other kind of cool things they're running. I believe there's a Vampire the Masquerade campaign that's running, I think it's Wednesdays, concurrently with the Bureau. That seems to be pretty cool from what I've tuned in, so go ahead and watch that as well after you're done watching this one, please. And as always, feel free to share this out. We would appreciate the support. We've got a lot of folk that have been tuning in, and we certainly appreciate that so far. So I think that's it. No. We're just about at the end. We've got, should be 2 more episodes past this, so stay tuned for our upcoming finale. And with that, we'll see you next week.